Goody, I'd say congratulations, but it just feels right for you to be a captain of the Reds. How does it feel to have the armband back?
Yeah, obviously a great honour, and yeah, really excited to be able to wear the armband. Yeah, to be honest, it's just not really something that we're talked about in terms of coming back. But I guess it's been asked of me, and from that, I'm very proud to wear the armband and to lead this team.
What does it mean to you?
Yeah, just growing up being a fan of the club and being able to wear the armband, represent the people of this state, the people that support this team, and to represent the players as well. And it is a great honour and something that I don't take lightly, and I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead.
How does the injury go? Not too far away now?
Yeah, not too far. Probably another week away from full training with the team. Everything went well today and in the last few days. So I'll be a bit in with the team in the next session on Thursday, and then building up from there. But we got the chance to, I guess, with a long pre-season, build up slowly and make sure that we get it right so that I'm not having any hiccups throughout the season.
Couple of new additions to the leadership group in Ethan and Panna. How have you seen them? Obviously, Panna in particular, haven't got to cross path with too much, but have you seen them as growing in terms of leaders since you've been gone?
Yeah, really good. I think it's a great thing to be able to obviously bring those two younger boys in, but also not necessarily the fact that they're young, but the personalities they have and the attitude they have, the way they apply themselves on a daily basis, and I guess they're standing within the group as well. They're the type of people that have the characteristics at a young age to be leaders, and in themselves perhaps a little bit different personalities from Panna to Allah, but like I said, they're two people that I think show great leadership qualities.
Your leadership qualities, I feel like, have developed over time. I remember when you're coming through, it sort of felt like you were the quiet type. Now you're a lot more assured and a lot more confident. Do you see a little bit of yourself, particularly in Allah?
Yeah, perhaps a little bit, and definitely it's that. And it's not. I wouldn't say it's not that I wasn't assured of myself, and perhaps Allah's the same. It's not that he's not assured of himself. It's just that perhaps in that group setting or the way that he's been brought up is, to be a bit more reserved, be a bit more quiet, and it's the older players or the senior players that make those more vocal commands. And as I've gotten older, that responsibility has fallen upon me. And now it's, I guess, for Allah. I do see a little bit of myself in terms of those characteristics. But like I said, he's someone that he might be quiet necessarily in a group setting, but the way he applies himself on a daily basis, he is a leader.
It seems to be a squad that's getting younger all the time with the way things are going at the moment. How much pressure do you feel on yourself to sort of lead this group of what's a very young group, do you say?
Yeah, it is a very young group and it is getting younger. Obviously with the sales of Zach and Steph, it leaves a hole in having to recruit some players. So that's definitely the need for that and going forward, because having, I guess, just the three senior players in there does leave it a bit lopsided. But having said that, we have, like I said, a good young group, and there are some of the younger players there that have good leadership qualities and have the personality. It's about nurturing that. It does leave a lot of responsibility on me, but I feel that I thrive in those pressure situations, and I look forward to the challenge. Like I said in my first press conference, for me, the biggest thing is about the mentality of the group. And the mentality going forward is going to be the biggest thing that dictates whether we have a successful season or not. I still believe, okay, yes, we probably need a little bit of reinforcement, a little bit of strengthening, having lost Steph and Zach. But I believe with this group and what we have the quality within the team to be able to challenge and to be able to win things. But it's about finding that consistency and finding that quality on a daily basis.
As a senior player, one of the legends of the club, when you come back and then you see a few other key players go, I think within your right to go, what's going on? Have you sought reassurances about the money that's gained from these sales is going to go back into the club?
Yeah, look, as is normal, there's always leadership meetings, conversations between that leadership group and the people who make those decisions, and that is one of the questions is to make sure, obviously, losing those key players, that we do replace those players, because it is such a big thing to just rely on the younger players that perhaps have only played 5 or 10 A-League games to go, here you go, you need to contribute to 10 to 20 goals within the season. So there is that need, and there is those conversations going on, and I'm sure the club is going to be active, and it's almost forced a hand a bit to be more active within the transfer window. But I suspect there'll be hopefully some good news in the coming weeks.
How big do you think having Kits, obviously now a former captain, will be in terms of having that extra leader?
Yeah, look, definitely. Kiddo's someone that I've got along with extremely well, and perhaps we've played both individually our best football when we've been together and playing in the same team and on the same side. So, I look forward to rekindling that partnership on the field and off the field. And Kiddo's someone that this team looks up to massively, and his leadership is going to be, really important going forward.
It was a big step for him to take the captaincy when you went. Do you think now that he's had the experience of being captain, he might be a better leader for it now that he's not?
Yeah, look, to be honest, that's probably a question for Ryan, but me knowing his personality and the way he is, he's, a bit of a no-nonsense type of person. He's a bit old school in the way that he carries himself. And, I think he's someone that, like I said, the group looks up to. He's someone that's very level-headed, and he wants the best for this team. And, like I said, Ryan's someone that I think, always carries himself in an exceptional way, and he's someone to look up to for everyone in this team. So, like I said, I look forward to rekindling my playing partnership with him. I look forward to the good times ahead, and, it's going to be a great year.
We touch on sort of losing the leadership of Zach and Steph. How excited are Panna and Ethan to fill that role?
Yeah, like I said, really, really exciting. I think, having those two, like I said, they're young, but they have the personality, and it gives that little bit of extra responsibility on them. And then when you have that extra responsibility, it questions the way that you work and your effort on a daily basis, because, for them boys now, they're in a position where they are the leaders of the group. They are in the leadership group. We'll have those conversations and everything like that, but it falls upon them to make sure that on a daily basis, they're delivering their absolute best. And it's their job as well to make sure that they're pulling their teammates along, their friends along, to be maintaining that standard and to hitting that mark.
With the ones that have gone and potentially the few that might go with them too, I feel like there's a lot of discontent amongst the fans. What can you say that will give them confidence that it's not going to be a very disappointing season?
Yeah, well, look, obviously the landscape of Australian football means that young players are going to come and go. That's always been, I guess, the case, and that's what you want. So if there are young players from this team that are going, that's completely acceptable, as hard as it is to accept sometimes as a fan. But that's the role of, clubs in Australia, essentially, to be able to foster these young kids and send them on. So that's going to be the case. Obviously, on the flip side, 2 of your senior players going is not expected, and that comes a little bit from left field. So can understand from a fan perspective the frustration and that type of things. But like I said, I believe in the squad that we have. I believe that the club does have the obligation to go and strengthen the team, and I believe that will happen. But having said that, like I said, when I first signed, besides a couple of boys that have gone, we have, for the most part, the same squad that was first and second for the large majority of last year. And it's about changing that mentality and finding that different gear and that different attitude on a daily basis to be able to maintain that standard for the whole season. I think the quality is there, and hopefully with myself, I'll be able to drive that even to another level again. And I think you'll see a very different, mentally focused group this year.
Obviously got a former skipper on the coaching staff. How's Issa going as an assistant coach, and how's that dynamic? Is it a bit weird having a guy that you played with so long on the staff?
Yeah, I think sometimes it can be like that, but with the type of personality that Issa is, I think he's the perfect kind of person for that role. He knows the boundaries and the line when it comes to having that serious nature and having that joking nature. So he's someone that when he steps on the pitch, he's got white line fever. It's the same on the training ground. His demands of the team of us, his expectations that he has of us, and to maintain that level is always there. He's vocal in that, as he was as a player, and then off the field, obviously, he's himself. He's smiling, joking, and a great person to have around the club. So, there is, it is a little bit strange, obviously, having played with him for a number of years and shared the change room. It's that different side of it, but I look forward to being back out there and, having that, I guess, challenge again of meeting his expectations and delivering what he expects.
How did you find out from Ayrton about the captains?
So it was just a conversation that he had. He called me into his office and spoke to me and said what he wants from me going forward. So it was just that, simple conversation, what he expects, what he wants from me going forward, and that he wants me to be captain, and how he wants the team, what he's about, what he expects from us, the leadership group, older players, younger players, and everything as a whole. So it was that, kind of basic kind of conversation, and that's it.
Got some new merch behind you. What do you make of that? Are you going to be wearing that around?
Yeah, I won't. It's something that I wear at home. I wouldn't say that I'm big-headed, so I won't wear it around in public and stuff like that. But I will wear it when I'm mowing my lawns and doing my gardening. But yeah, it's a nice shirt. Brings back some nice memories, but I'm hopeful that I can create many more.